happening, lads and lassies, and welcome back to another Dynamic Duo podcast. Today, we are going to be covering Dragon Ball Z, or Dragon Ball Super at this point, Broly, and today we have a very special guest. We have the Black Cinnamamba himself, Darius. We also have Phantom X rejoining, and of course, the resident Texan, the one that's always here, Danny.
Yeah, Mr. My internet messes up and freezes every now and then.
Yep.
Listen. It was just one time, and it's not gonna happen again. That's the past. Is the past. Okay, let it die. Okay.
It just happened. He froze.
Oh well, that is what it is. So today we're going to be covering Dragon Ball Super Broly. So what I'm going to do, I'll go last because, you know, I like to let the guests go first. But because Darius hasn't been on the channel since it has been Kanan Wolf, I think Darius should be the first one up. So on you go, brother.
So a bit of backstory for me in this. I saw this pretty much as soon as it came out back in, I think it was right after the pandemic, I think. And saw with my dad and my brother, and it was one of the greatest theater experiences I've ever had because, you know, they do the limited releases over here for for the anime, for every anime movie basically. They only ever out like a few weeks, so pretty much everyone that goes is like a super fan of like Dragon Ball and stuff like that. So there's a lot of people in like Goku hoodies and like wearing merch and stuff like that. Everyone got all the jokes and the references and everything like that. So it was a really cool experience. And this movie holds a special place in my heart. I have it pretty close to the top in terms of like Dragon Ball movies for how much I enjoyed it. I think it actually might be my favorite now that I think about it. But yeah, love everything about this thing pretty much.
Okay, right. Phantom X.
Well, I have to say it is the strongest of the four movies. Great intro. You get to see Bardock. You get to see Gene. You get to see another side of the annihilation of the Saiyans. It completely canonizes Broly, completely rewrites his story. At least now we don't have him going after Goku because Goku cried as a little kid, kept him awake and made him a little bitch. Great sequence when he's there, you know, after Bardock and Gene sends Goku to Earth. And you see the time travel aspect of him flying in with the classic music, goes into Goku and Vegeta fighting near the island. And then it to me, it's the best of the four. It's the best of the four.
Yeah,
near downright perfect. Nearly perfect. I have some gripes about it, but it's nearly perfect to me.
Okay. How about you, Danny? Sir?
And I freaking love this movie, dude. It's really good. Of course, like Darius said, man, the theater experience was just amazing. You just hear like the Kamehameha wave like on full blast surround sound around the theater. Oh man. Of course, like we also get like the fusion dance in here, so there's another canonizing event right there. Like I was happy for that. Freaking it was Gogeta actually part of the canon now, which that was good. And like Phantom and Darius is saying that we got a little bit more history on the Saiyans, like, you know, they dive in to how they became a great race of people, and how Frieza basically is a spoiled little rich kid as he is. Hello, monkeys. Like that part right there.
I would never be allowed to say that because of the complexion of my skin, so I'm glad you said it.
Dude, I still think my favorite part when they're doing the fusion dance, Vegeta strikes that pose. He's trying to do it. He's all fruity looking and stuff. It's hilarious.
Yeah. I mean, animation is on point. Yeah, this was a great. This one is a great movie right here. Highly recommend people go watch it. And before we dive into the meat and the potatoes, Adam, it is your turn. The way you feel?
See, I really enjoyed this one. Like rewatching it again, like recontextualizing it for myself, and you know, I'm sorry. One thing that always sticks out to me about Dragon Ball, how many times are we going to see Bardock's backstory changed for the 60th fucking time? You know, like I love Bardock. He's a great character, but the amount of times it's like, oh, this is actually what happened. No. But actually, it was this, and they've retconned it like 3 to 4 times at this point. And not only that, it's like I like the fact that it does do like one of those like flashback beginning scenes, to obviously when Broly. Like Prince, like King Vegeta is like, oh no, he's going to be stronger than my child, so I'm going to send him away. To be fair, I've always kind of found like that is cool and all, but I've always just found it a bit strange. Like I know that they're all prideful, and I know what King Vegeta was like, but like it was a cool, okay retcon for me, like to get Broly into the story, so it worked enough for me. But one of the things that I would say that I found funny about this movie is that Broly, for some strange reason, even though his dad can fully speak, still talks like a bit like Tarzan. And I'm like, I get it. He grew up on a rock planet and stuff, but like he's got a guy there to talk to learn how to talk. So I don't know why he's still like somewhat Tarzan sometimes when his speech, but you know.
I think that's because like the Saiyans don't Saiyan fathers and them, they don't get like you're supposed to be out of the house by the time you're like you can like walk. So yeah, the connection of like father and son thing, that's not cool in their culture. So you know,
yeah, true.
Yeah,
And
go ahead, fam.
Broly's soft spoken.
Yeah,
He's very. I mean, he's intelligent. He does speak, but he just doesn't talk.
Yeah, he's kind of shy-ish. Doesn't really.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Obviously makes sense.
And another thing to your point about how they retcon Bardock, I think now we can look at this as the definitive canonization of Bardock, Gene, and what happened to Plant Vegeta at this point on. I think that it's finally been retconned to where, I mean, a lot of we got to remember, and to the audience that's watched this later, you got to remember the original Dragon Ball Z movies were not canon. They weren't canon.
Yeah.
And
that's
now going forward, Toriyama did say, R.I.P. to the great one, that anything Dragon Ball from here on out will be canonized to the story. 100% canonized. That's a great thing. That, I mean, because you remember when the original Broly came out, this supposedly happened right before the Cell games. Because that and it's like the timelines were so screwed up because of those movies. Even Toriyama said at one point he wished he canonized everything, because when people look at the Dragon Ball movies, they're like, where in the timeline does this fit? And he's like, well, they don't fit. Sorry. Now they do.
Yeah, that's the curse, the blessing and the curse of Akiratoriyama. Like he retconned so many things. I love you, Sensei, but like it was a little bit, it was kind of being annoying as a Dragon Ball fan. Like you got to explain to people, like, oh yeah, that's not canon, but this one right here, this is canon right here. Like
even Goku being a Saiyan, technically a retcon in and of itself, because the original Dragon Ball, he was not supposed to be like an alien. He was just like a monkey kid,
monkey boy.
Yeah. Oh, see.
Yeah.
That's one thing that I've always found funny about the retcons and things. Another thing that's always struck me weird when it comes to Dragon Ball timelines is that no one really surely, like until now, for the longest time, no one knew where the fuck we were going, what was happening. I got over convoluted a lot of times when it came to the retcons as well, because for so many times where you're like, oh, this is canon, sweet. Also, just one thing I would also like to say, anytime Phantom says canonized, right? I'm sorry, did anybody else ever play Saints Row back on the Xbox 360? Because that just reminds me of Johnny Gat being like, you gotta get canonized.
Yeah. But also with this, you know, he's technically not the first character to be canonized from the original movies. We gotta remember Garlic Jr. between the Namek and the Trunk saga.
Yeah,
so
that
little filler season, which they completely erased when they did Kai, I mean, there's a lot of people that say, "Oh, Broly's finally canonized. He's the first." I'm like, no, you got to remember Garlic Jr. You know,
Yeah.
Yeah.
so
Yeah, that was like the only one that can you could like actually canonize from the movies, because it's like it was before Raditz or whatever, but like it still felt like Dragon Ball 2 at the same time. So like, yeah, you're right.
No, well, see, the thing about this movie though is like some of the stuff. Like, obviously, let's be real. Broly's dad is a straight up dickhead. I'm sorry, I'm saying it right
Paragus,
now.
yeah, Paragus, yeah, Paragus,
Legitimately,
yeah,
this dude is
he's
shot
pretty evil.
collaring his child because of his rage. Like, dude, I get it. Help him learn how to control it. Don't shock him with 1,000 volts of electricity because, oh no, he would be able to destroy the whole planet. It's like, well, find another way to deal with it.
well, see,
Hold on. Before we go, hey, hold on, Phantom. Before we go into this about the collar, like, I want to know how he got the collar. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
That's a pretty strong collar.
Okay, I know. So I looked into a lot of stuff. So Paragus actually built the collar from their spaceship that they crashed on.
Okay.
And at least they kept the character of Paragus and Broly close to the original movie, because even in the original movie, Paragus was a dick, 100%.
Yeah.
And it was a nice touch with the shock collar. And see, another thing is like King Vegeta said, Broly's power was uncontrollable, and we seen that in the fight between him, Vegeta, and Goku. He literally completely lost it, and he had his berserker mode. That's what it was. It was his berserker mode, and that's it only like a lot of Saiyans have different transformations. Because we know that Broly in the movie, he actually retained his physical form, but he has Ozuro powers. And, Paragus said, oh, yeah, I cut his tail off a long time ago, but yet he still was powerful.
Yeah.
No, that's true.
He's basically like the DBZ Incredible Hulk, if you want to keep it a buck. Like, he just keeps on going and going and going. And he's not stopping, bro. Like, that's just the scary part.
Kind of like Doomsday too, because Doomsday just keeps getting stronger and stronger.
Yeah,
and
he
stronger.
adapts so
he
quickly.
adapts whilst fighting. It's mental.
Yeah.
See,
dude. It was so funny when Frieza basically, just to get the rage out of him more, Broly, look, they killed your father.
Been killed by a stray energy bolt. And Frieza's trying not to laugh, and I'm not trying to laugh. And Broly just goes, he looks over back towards Vegeta and Goku. He's like, and he just rages up, and I'm like, oh, that's like it's funny, but it's like, oh, you got to be kidding me. This is how he's going to get Super Saiyan. This is how he's going to become Super Saiyan. Oh no!
Classic Frieza, man.
Yeah. Go ahead, Adam. What are you going to say, bro?
The one thing I also want to give a wee shout out to this. Can we please say that it was comedic genius to have Beerus, the destroyer of worlds, sat babysitting Vegeta's daughter?
At least it wasn't Piccolo this time. At least it wasn't Piccolo.
Yeah.
Bro,
hey. I don't care if it would have been Piccolo. I'm just happy that the destruction of worlds is sat there just with a baby Bulma looking like on him, just sitting chilling, just like,
because
what?
a lot of people when they try to nitpick about this movie, they're like, well, why doesn't Beerus just get involved and solve all the problems? Because he doesn't care.
He can't do it.
He'd become the MacGuffin. He would become the MacGuffin. But can we please bring up the notion on why Frieza wants the Dragon Balls? He wants to get taller.
Yeah, it's such a relatable thing for most men that don't reach 6 foot or just below it. It's so funny. It's like Toriyama literally looked at all the small men and was like, you know what? I can be relatable to them with Frieza. You know what? I'll just say he wants an extra 5 centimeters. It was even like another 5 inches. It was 5 centimeters.
It's like those dudes that are like 5, like me, that are like 5'10", 5'11". You're almost 6 feet, so you might as well just get that, like, just that extra inch or two, like that.
Yeah.
Wear a
No,
platform.
because like it was
That'll
so
work.
funny. It was so funny where like he was saying like his minion was saying like he said, "So Lord, why are we using the Dragon Balls?" And then and then Blueberry just said like, "Because the Lord wants to get a little bit taller." Like and
No.
like you just see Frieza just like he's like, "Well, yes, this is true," or whatever. Like, so how come you just won't be your giant form? Because anything else will make it really noticeable, you idiot. Like,
And then like Bulma basically has the same idea. She wants to wish, like, it's revealed the canon reason she looks so young, even though she's like 50, is because she keeps using the Dragon Balls, making herself look younger.
Jesus.
That's hilarious.
Oh god, that is so funny because I know so many girls that would actually do that. That makes it
Oh, yeah,
even
me too.
funnier.
Mhm.
Legitimately, she's like,
Yeah.
"Oh, they're gonna be like, where did she get her plastic surgeon?" And I'm like, "Bulma, shut up, man."
Well, see, this
Yeah.
also
Yeah, it's
can
so-
tie in. This could tie in like later on down the road if they want to like bring in the beast dragons from
Oh yeah,
GT
'cause-
that she
yeah, the ones
misused
that-
the Dragon
Yeah.
Balls, and this could lead into that.
They could do that.
Wish if
Yeah,
her
they could
students
do
got
that if they wanted to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah, man. Oh, go ahead.
see, there's like I'm trying because obviously I'm recollecting it as in my brain as we go along, and obviously it's one of these things that I do like the fact that they had someone on Frieza's squad technically be an anti-villain for once. It wasn't like an anti-hero technically because like they had the two like Frieza
Oh, yeah,
guards
Sheila
that
and,
are trying to save
yeah.
Broly the entire movie, trying to be there for him. And it was a nice
Yeah.
wee switch up
Yeah.
instead of just seeing every lackey getting beamed by Frieza, you know? It was actually,
Yeah.
I like
Yeah.
that surprise twist. And they were quite
'Cause
funny at times as well, I would argue.
I always
Well-
wonder, like, what's it like to work
Bro.
for Frieza? Because like we don't really get
Not
to see
good.
that. Like Frieza's villains, like Frieza's guys, just kind of show up and die, or like they just kind of get picked off.
Yeah.
It's kind of like, what's the day in the life? Like working for this crazy dude who will
Yeah.
kill you at a moment's notice for no reason at all.
Yeah.
But,
Well,
Like, oh boy even said, like, Chili, don't you ever call him short, or else he kills people
Yeah.
for less or
Yeah.
whatever. Like, he's that petty,
It
man.
kills someone for having bad breath.
But can we talk?
Yeah.
Can we talk about like two really cool things about the movie? We get a callback. You actually hear the original voice actor of Broly say Kakarot when Goku's like he's dancing around, he's warming up. When Goku looks down, you
Oh,
hear
yeah.
Kakarot.
Oh yeah,
And
Vic
then
Mignogna. Yeah, Vic
In
Mignogna.
then also in the music, they're chanting Broly, Gogeta. I mean,
Oh, okay. I didn't even notice that.
yeah.
Yep.
Mhm.
If you go back and listen to the fight, when Broly's like he's going into his legendary form, you can hear it says Broly, and then it's like a deep voice. Then when Gogeta shows up, it's like it goes back and forth. It's like like if you watch a wrestling match, you have one side say one person's name, and it was going back and forth. And they broke the universe. They
Bro, that was
literally
crazy.
broke the universe.
Yeah.
The choreography.
No. Before we move on, like, I was gonna say this, and I'll let you go, Darius. Like, I do love the fact that Broly tried to fight Whis, and like Whis say, like, "Yup,
Not
too
happening.
slow." This
Not
like,
happening.
you ain't ready. You ain't ready, boy. You ain't ready. Like, I was like, go ahead, Darius.
I was just gonna say, like, on that point, that the choreography was insane. Like,
Oh, yeah.
everybody fights differently. Like, we see like Goku, the Godbind move, where he traps him with the Super Saiyan God energy, and then Broly basically adapts to it and does it back. And Goku's like, wait, what the hell? Like, Goku's like, what the hell? Like, how'd you do that? Like, that was awesome.
I'm sorry, one of my favorite scenes because it was just a bit funny to see it was when fucking Goku just judo flips Broly on his back. I'm just like, damn, okay, that he's just going straight up judo right now. That's cool. But see, another thing that I really do like about the movie as well is that one thing I thought I would never say about a Dragon Ball movie. It's good that they only focused it solely, mostly on Broly and obviously Goku and Vegeta and Frieza because. Other than that, like Piccolo shows up for a brief, 2-minute cameo just to teach them the fusion dance. But other than that, it wasn't over convoluted. You didn't have, like Gohan or all these other people showing up. It was just solely focused. It's good because 9 times out of 10, when they do certain movies like this, when they finally enter just a big bad, 9 times out of 10 they have throw like everybody at him, and then Goku comes and steals the win as he always does.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say the best thing about this movie right here was like that they had Broly beat up Frieza for half an hour, like more than
dude, I
an hour and 30
fucking love
minutes. Like,
Bro, they said
like when they were learning the fusion dance.
Have fun, Frieza.
Bye, Frieza.
But also, if you think about it, this is the second Dragon Ball movie with complete full CGI fighting, and it looked flawless.
This is the best. Yeah, this animation.
It was good.
This is the best the series has ever looked. Like I like the superhero style. We get to that later, but like this, if the series when Super does come back, which it should, like this should be the style they go for. Like this style,
the standard. Yeah, the standard.
It looks kind of old school, but it also looks new, and I like it's kind of halfway in between both.
What about other?
Yeah, it doesn't have that mix of 3D and 2D. It's actually fully 2D, however, but like the 3D stuff is in the background.
Yeah,
it looks like the manga.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah,
especially that part where Goku and Vegeta does dual the Kamehameha and Gatling gun when they're back to back. That was full CGI.
Yeah,
and it looked phenomenal.
That was sick.
That was amazing.
One of my favorite things from that battle as well is when they obviously Vegeta comes back and Frieza looks at them and is like, "What the hell?" And he's like, "Oh yeah, you didn't learn about this form. You were gone when we learned this." And he's like, "That's unfair." It's so cringy, but I love it. It's so cringy, but it's funny.
And also like the fact that they could have killed Frieza right there without much effort, and they just let him go again, like that's gonna come back to bite him. But
oh
yeah, damn straight.
Yeah, if you know, you know. Like if you kept up with the manga, if you know, like
you can tell.
That
was the Goku and Gogeta coming through again. He was like, "Yeah, I'll let him go again," because if it was Vegeta would have put him down without.
That's the thing that I always find funny, right? It's that I love Goku, right? And as I've aged, I've probably became more like Goku. I don't take things so seriously and things. But I still want my boy Vegeta to get something fucking in these movies. Like, he got to shine at the first part, obviously, as he normally does. He was the first one to fight Broly. But then all of a sudden you hear Goku, "Vegeta, I think it's my turn now." And you're like,
that's hilarious.
But okay,
and then Goku was like, "Hey Vegeta, you want to fight him again?" Vegeta's like, "No, don't pawn him off on me now that he's stronger. Like, what are you talking about?"
Now, I do know that like a lot of people criticize why didn't Goku use Ultra Instinct. Here's why: during the time they were filming this movie, the Tournament Power was just starting, so they did not have time. They did not know about the form. Toriyama is like, okay, this is going to be Goku's technically his ultimate form, and we're going to like the last maybe few episodes. That's the reason why Goku never uses Ultra Instinct. Also, it would have been a overkill moment. Okay, Goku's going to beat him with Ultra Instinct. I'd rather have Gogeta defeat Broly, canonize him. Finally, Fusion Reborn's probably one of my favorite Dragon Ball movies.
Love Fusion Reborn.
Oh yeah, Fusion Reborn. That one's good.
And you also make Janemba canon too at this point.
Yeah,
Janemba's
awesome. He's about to hit him with the Stardust ball, and they wish Broly back to Vampa, and it's like it just disappears, and he giggles. He just giggles. It's like, yeah, here we go. We finally got another canonized character.
I got one more thing to say before we start heading off or whatever. Like, can we all agree that the swag, the clothing in this movie, the drip was so freaking clean, man. Like, it was clean, dog. Like
those jackets that Goku and Vegeta had, and they put up in the Arctic. I was like, yo, they got.
I want one. I really want one. Yeah, I really wanted one right there.
And one more thing that was really good about this movie, Goku and Vegeta just did not go straight into transformations. They literally fought Broly in base form for each of them a good like 10 minutes each before they either Vegeta hit Super Saiyan God or Goku go right into Super Saiyan. At least they did that, and it worked. It was so clean, so good.
One thing I also did like about it as well is that they had like technically 5 transformations. That it was like Super Saiyan 1. Obviously, they tend to skip 3 now, which is kind of a bummer. But Super Saiyan 2, and then it went into the red Super Saiyan God, and then it went into the blue Super Saiyan God.
Yeah. Which they kind of retconned that too because Vegeta. Yeah, but like they retconned that too because Vegeta has Super Saiyan God. I'm like, man, don't you need to have 5? Okay, all right. You know what? I'm not even gonna at this point in the matter. You know what, akiratoriyama, you can do whatever you want to do with your franchise, bro. Like you can.
He has it in the manga too. But they never really explain how he does. I don't know. I guess
I don't really mind it, to be honest. Like, I'm at the point where it's like, if Vegeta just gets given something, I'm okay with it because the poor guy has been getting shafted for many, many years now. So I just it's only, a matter of time. But yeah, as we normally do.
At least one thing, him and Goku are on the same level for once.
Yeah.
They're on the same level.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll give that, yeah.
There's Kaioken, but we don't talk about that.
We don't talk about that. But anyway, as we normally do, we'll do our ratings of the movie. So let's go with Phantom X first.
10 out of 10. Perfect movie.
Okay.
Great graphics, great story, great music.
Highest rating on this channel ever.
Probably the best fight scenes in all 4 of the movies, in my opinion. All around, great to see Broly canonized, Gogeta's canonized. Yeah, great movie, 10 out of 10.
Okay, so Cinnamamba Darius, how about yourself?
I'll agree. I'll say it's a 10 because, I mean, this is a movie that knew what it was trying to do. I mean, it hit us with an unexpected emotional opening, like recontextualizing the destruction of the Saiyans and Goku, kind of like the 3 backstories of Vegeta, Goku, and Broly, like how they parallel and stuff. And the fighting is some of the best choreography in the series, best animation in the series, best spectacle in the series. Best the series has ever looked, in my opinion. It knew we got Broly canonized, we got Gogeta canonized. Like this is like the peak of like modern Dragon Ball, like Dragon Ball Super era to me. I like a lot of stuff that happened. There's not really much I would change about it. I mean, it's funny, great action. Yeah.
How about you, a resident Texan?
9.8.
Oh, 2-point deduction
out of 10. Because like the fourth movie is going to be my favorite one. So like, but yeah, I like this one too. Like I agree with everything that they say. However, yeah, like I agree with everything they have to say. Like music's on point, voice acting's on point. The story's on point. Everything is canonized. Like some of the stuff that Dragon Ball fans have been wanting for years. We finally got it. So that's what I'm talking about. They actually listening to what we want. So yeah, definitely like a 9.8 out of 10 for me. However, so
right, we saved the Kanan Wolf to last, or shall I say Kanan Night Wolf. There will be a little announcement at the end of this video, by the way. But anyway, I would say it's a 9.5 for me. It's a great movie. I loved it. I will go back and rewatch it. But for me, I think I'm in the same boat as Danny. I think I'm going to prefer the next one more because, my boy Gohan. It's just a given, man. Like, in the Dragon Ball realm, it's Gohan. In the DC realm, it's Nightwing. I have an archetype. Sue me. But anyway, so let's do the post-credits scene. So, where do you think we're going next? Are we going back into the Dragon Ball land, or are we going to go to somewhere else? Of course, it's Dragon Ball land. But what happens in Dragon Ball land this time?
Goku, Vegeta, sit this one out. It's time for the 2 characters that need their shine right now, and I'm just gonna leave it right here. Okay,
Danny,
I'm gonna leave it right here.
Would you say it's perfect? It's perfect, right?
Oh yeah, almost perfect. It's perfection.
Not quite.
Almost perfection.
Yes,
but yeah.
So there's a little announcements that I've got to make before we sign this off completely. It's official, as this has become Dynamic Duo Podcasts. I have went on to do a solo channel called Kanan Nightwolf because, ironically, I'm Robin here, over there I'm Nightwolf. Makes kind of much sense. You know, I'm Nightwing. You know, it goes with the branding. But if I'll put
They
a link
all
in
got
the
to grow up
description.
sometime.
I'll put a link in the description, and you can go check that out. I'm going to be doing completely different stuff over there. I'm probably not going to cover pop culture as much, maybe a wee bit, but it's mostly going to be a completely separate thing. So, with that being said, I have been Kanan Wolf. That has been Cinnamamba Darius. That has been Phantom X. This is MMA King Crease Jr. And we shall see you guys in the next video.
Please subscribe. Thank you very much.